I'm back again with another one. As I promised on the previous video that I was gonna drop a DXY analysis so that we can see if there's any connection to the GBP USD analysis that I did for you guys. And I'm also gonna analyze gold for you guys and see what it's looking like. So without wasting any time, I'm gonna jump straight into it and start on the weekly. But I don't know if you've been watching my content, guys, but if you haven't been checking out my content, I suggest that you do, because previously there's a video that I did on what I see on the DXY, you know, like the overall trend and like the overall pattern. That's if this pattern is gonna hold. That's why I feel like there's all this panic around the dollar, because I mean analysts can see that this is a potential move in the market right now, and imagine what's going to happen to the dollar when this finally happens. you know that's damn near a crash or a crash. So hopefully things don't go this bad, but yeah, this is what I see. But then for now, we'll have to zoom in and actually look at the current price action. This was the highest high right here. The highest high, like this, the high of all times. Just gonna make it at there. Okay. The highest high right here. And if you look clearly, there's a we're just gonna have our support at the recent low, right? So all we have on the weekly. There isn't much, there isn't much to do on the weekly chart. On the daily, I always encourage you guys to look at your left-hand side and like look at the areas that really have some significance to themselves. But then right now I'll just focus on this, right? The price action that happened between this and the current price action, because this is the most recent low we've had, and this is the highest high, and it's also recent. So what I see right now on the dollar, I'm not gonna lie to you, is a potential drop, the market to go further down. And because so far it's also like respecting the levels that were previously significant in the market. Like if you look at this was a resistance at some point, but it played as a clean support right here last year in April. So that's why it's very important to look at your left-hand side whenever you analyze the markets. Let's also look at, well, this was the, wait. Obviously, this is the most recent wave we've had. But it's important to, keep note of all the waves we have, especially if they still play a role in holding, especially if they're still holding regardless of whether they're the recent wave or they happened before the most recent wave before the trend got reversed. But this level right here holds some significance, and this one right here, and this one right here. See, so I mean, obviously the trend was reversed as soon as this level was broken. We all know that by now. And then from there it was a downtrend. It was playing right under this trend according to my analysis. The trend has been respecting this line. Price has been playing below this line, and from now on we know that if this line is broken, because it's a valid trend line, first touch, second touch, it's a valid trend line, you can't tell me otherwise. So as long as the price is playing below this line, we are still bearish, and all we can do is just look for price action in the current, in the current around the current price. As you can see here, we have a support that was broken and turned into a support again. I mean, at some point it was a resistance, turned as a support, but then it was broken again. This could be a potential retest. Right here. What else do we have? I mean, this is the daily. This is the daily. So we have a potential range as well. Well, I might be reaching, but this looks like a range right here. This looks like a range, and according to the range, price should really be going up because the second touch on the support happened. And as you can see, according to the range, this is how the market should be moving. This could be like a young correction before the market goes here. We don't know what's going to happen when the market gets to the resistance, but that's what I'm hoping for. Let's go down to the 4-hour. Maybe we'll see something that we are familiar with. Let me remove all these lines. I want the clean chart. Okay, so what do we have here? We have a range, well, support and resistance in this case, and we also happen to have a trend line that has been holding. It has two touches, sorry. First touch, second touch, right? Clean. We're hoping for the third touch and it drops, but then at the same time, we also have a range. We have a range that we hope is gonna get completed, and we're gonna have some sort of a push to the upside. And I think this is the perfect time to now start throwing the inner trends. The inner trend, try to figure out if price is following some sort of a pattern or a trend line, and obviously the trend has been broken. All right, obviously the trend has been broken, and it was broken to the downside. So obviously there's a bearish pressure, some sort of a bearish pressure. And right now we are encountering some sort of a correction. If you really look closely, I might be reaching with all these trend lines, but you see what I'm talking about, right? Look at the highs that the price has been making ever since this high was made, right? Ever since this high was made. Look at these highs. The high was made. This one failed to make. This move failed to make new highs. And then we experienced uh equal highs here, right? Some sort of a resistance, and price has been failing to make higher highs ever since. So we can officially say, or we can clearly say that the bears or the bearish pressure or momentum is real, and price is really going to to the downside. If you want to connect the highs, you can also do that, right? If you want to connect the highs, you can also do that right here. You have also first touch, you have a second touch. So this is the 4 hour, and I'm not gonna lie, so far all I can say is the market is bearish, but there is no setup that I can say I'm looking forward to trading as far as the dollar is involved, unless we get another touch here. And then that would be something that I'm familiar with, right? If we get another touch on this trend line and then we drop, that would be something that I'm familiar with, which would also mean that the support is broken, it's disrespected, it's no longer holding, right? And price is going down. That would mean price is really going down, or we might have some sort of a some sort of a reversal, which would make sense because remember, in the grand scheme of things, we still need to complete this channel, right? In the grand scheme of things, we have this going on right here. We have this going on. Look at how price is really moving with this one. So we would hope that this is a continuation pattern or a correction pattern to complete the movement, right? So we'll see what's really holding this trend as a as a downtrend guide, or this is actually a continuation pattern. And for this to be a continuation pattern like that, I guess this would be the support or the lows for the pattern, because all in all, we would have to see something like this. If anything, maybe it might come back and retest, sweep the liquidity below, the equal lows before it actually, does something like this. And we know, but by price breaking this pattern right here, we know that, okay, we're going to the upside, right? But then right now, immediately, there's no pattern. We're gonna need price to do either of the two. The third touch on this line, and then we will assume the third touch here and then it drops, right? Or some sort of a retest, because we can't really, do we really count this movement? This was cancelled. This move is like the bullish candle canceled out the bearish one. So we really cannot say we have any sort of, strong support here, unless maybe price comes and, potentially even breaks it just to sweep or grab all the liquidity below here, or people who actually have buys on this level and have their stop losses below, and then price can now finally go to the upside, or price is actually bullish. I mean, sorry, it's actually bearish. It's just gonna test the line and continue to the downside. But as you guys know, we cannot now, you know, be all over the place when it comes to trend. We know how to. We always know how to establish our trend. So let's do that so that we can have a clear judgment. High, low. This is our most recent wave of the uptrend, the trend that's forming on the inside, and it hasn't been broken yet. All right, it hasn't been broken. I mean, you cannot say this is a wave because the highs were really not. Would you say this is? Would you say the highs were broken? If this was our higher low, is this a valid wave? Because I don't really count this as the breakage of the higher highs. I don't know. I don't count these as new highs compared to these ones right here, right? I mean, if it's a valid wave, it would make sense for price to come here to give us something like this, I guess, right? Or even price might come to this level, break it, and continue to the upside, and not even come back to retest this level. That's if this, because I'm caught up in between. I'm not sure if I should classify this as a wave, right? Because I'm not convinced with with the new high, or the breakage of the high. But then if that's the case, then we might have to wait for a retest of the high low, and then we know that, okay, we're going to the downside, which I doubt, but hey, our job is not to predict, this to react. So in these cases, we know how to react. As soon as price gets here, we look at the reaction. If it shows signs of dropping, we know that, okay, our GBP USD is ready to buy, and our gold is also ready to buy, right? But then if it breaks and goes to the upside, we know that, okay, GBP USD and gold, they they have to drop. They have to drop. Let's go down to the 1 hour. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This looks bullish. Excuse me. This looks bullish. Um, um, how does it look on the 1 hour? Is it a okay? On the 1 hour, it looks better. I'm convinced with the 1 hour. So we'll just give it to it. We'll just give it the benefit of the doubt. This would be our wave. It's clear on the 1 hour. It's clear on the 1 hour. Higher high was broken right here. Yeah, let me delete this. High high was broken, and the high low area was also broken to the downside. So we're hoping for some sort of a, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. As soon as price breaks, well, and let me see. Man, right now I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I don't I don't I don't see what dollar is trying to do, but then I'll just watch and learn and actually see what the market is actually trying to do, because I've never seen this form of price action. I'm trying to connect the dots, but the dots are not connecting. I mean, this would be nice. This would be nice because I would know that, okay, price created some sort of a, let's see, you know, uh, this was a lower low. Now price is retesting the lower low and still gonna drop and potentially break the equal lows, come to this area just to sweep all the liquidity this that's around this area, right? Before price actually goes up. I don't know, man. I'm probably just reaching. But if price is gonna be dropping from here for now, this is a short term. There's a short-term price action we might be expecting. What would that mean for our GBP USD? And our GBP USD, as you've seen in the analysis, if you haven't checked out the video, go check it out. That's the video I did before this one. If you look at the GBP USD, it actually broke the line that I drew for you guys and showed you that if it breaks the line and then it's going down, maybe for a short while, because the overall trend was actually, what's the overall trend on GBP USD? I think it's bullish. Daily, daily trend and weekly trend. Yeah, bullish. So I was like, okay, GBP USD might sell for, for a while just to retrace, but the overall trend is bullish. So what would that mean if our DXY is going to drop and maybe until here before it goes up, and then we know that our GBP USD must also, go to the upside, meaning it actually came here to retest. It came to retest the previous higher high, but we don't know. We don't know what the market is doing. Let's just watch, man. But then this is the pattern that I'm anticipating on the DXY this week. So yeah, let's jump into gold. What is gold talking about? This might be a long video, guys. Plus, but please just tune in and stay tapped in. I trust you guys to focus for a couple of minutes. You need to be able to do that as a trader. You know, so our gold, this is what we have. And if you've been watching my gold videos, I always have this type of setup. This is where I always start. You should know by now. So with gold, we have a good resistance. This was an attempt to making a third touch, or we could even count it as a third touch, right? And then we also have a support here, but obviously we have to focus on the price action that's happening currently. So we're gonna zoom in into the daily. We're gonna zoom into the daily. By the way, I'm recording this video very late. This is, as you can see, the time. I couldn't do it immediately after the GBP USD one because I had electricity problems. Unfortunately, I'm from South Africa, so we have problems, man. We have load shedding, power failure. To those who are not familiar with the term load shedding. So yeah, with gold, as you can see, this is the pattern that has been forming. I know a lot of us are familiar with this pattern. We are familiar with this pattern, And right now there's an elephant in the room because uh, there's an elephant in the room because we at the support of the pattern, and buyers are expected to buy because this is a supposed third touch. But then at the same time, with all this price action happening here, the buyers are pretty much, uncertain, or they are doubtful, and the sellers are also holding back, hence the consolidation. We don't know how long it's going to last and where the consolidation is going to break. Um, but that's the price action right now. The buyers and sellers are just fighting at this point. But to just break it down and have an idea who's really in control, I think let's uh let's go down to the 4 hour, because on the 4 hour now you can understand the the market structure and everything. So on the 4 hour, I'm gonna have this. See, we have a consolidation here that happened right after our bullish trend. Um, we're just trying to understand who's really in control right now. Uh, and then this bullish trend was really just validated after the after the push that happened after the consolidation. I mean, the consolidation happened, a price broke out to the upside, uh, in attempt to continue the bullish trend, but price just couldn't make higher highs anymore. You know, the sellers were in, and sellers just came in guns blazing because, as you can see, they created such a healthy trend. Um, you know, with your lower lows, lower high, lower low, lower high. You know, so on the bearish side of things, we have our lower high right here. This is our most recent wave, and it's valid. Lower low, and this is what we have, you know. And price broke down. I mean, broke to the lower low, to the broke below the lower low. Um, but it also found some sort of support right there, you know. Price broke the lower low, find some little bit of support. Well, it's not a little bit because at this point, this area is holding. I don't know what's so special about this area, but it's truly holding. Let me see. If you take it to the left-hand side, man, it's a significant area, man. You cannot fight it. You cannot fight it. Look at that. It's a significant area. You cannot fight it. It was a higher low at some point. So price is now above the lower high, in the lower low area. I mean, back into the lower low area. I guess the sellers who were below this area, who thought that price was gonna continue to go, to go down after breaking the lower low. I mean, they got into sales and price came back to take them out. These are their stop losses right here. The people who entered after the lower low was broken, they were taken out by this move right here because That's where they put their stop losses, right? Stop losses were taken out and everything, and price moves back down again, right? And there were not enough sellers to take price down this time and even break this line, and price has been ranging. You know, it's just like a fight between buyers and sellers at this point, and you don't want to enter early if you are not patient. I repeat, if you're not patient, you're gonna lose your money to the patient traders. Because right now, what setup would you say you're trading when it's like this? What setup are you trading? You know, so if you know what you're looking for and you're not seeing it right now, just stay out and look at how the markets are playing out. That might actually help you in future. It's important to just stay out and look at the charts and try to see what the market is actually trying to do. Try to learn from the market. You don't always have to trade the market, because as soon as you start, creating scenarios in your head and thinking, okay, there's actually a pattern. If you want to trade, if you want to force a trade, you're obviously going to force a pattern. As soon as you force a pattern, you enter that trade, you are wrong, you get taken out, and then maybe price can take your direction after that, but the basis of your trade is wrong at the end of the day. That's why it's important to have rules, trading rules, So this is what I have on gold. I mean, overall, you might say, okay, it's obvious that gold is gonna sell because here's the pattern. I mean, you might say that, but I feel like we've established that okay, finding a pattern and finding some sort of a setup is easy, but now the timing of the execution is really now the killer move, right? That's the most important part of trading. So you don't want to enter at the wrong time. Just relax, stay out of the market until you see you see the confluences that you usually trade for, you usually trade, and just wait for the perfect time. Wait for the perfect momentum, and then you will enter your trade. But for now, just stay out because, well, personally, I'm gonna stay out for now because I don't know what this is. I don't see any setup as yet, but I understand that the market is ranging, and this is where impatience is gonna get you into losses. So yeah, this is what I see, man. Um, I'll just update you during the week on what really happens, and the market is always going to give you another opportunity to enter if you have your confirmed, if your setup has been confirmed and your direction has been picked. There's always going to be an opportunity to enter because the market always moves in impulse correction. Impulse, you can see from this trend alone that there's your impulse correction, impulse correction, impulse. So you'll always get another opportunity to enter the market, So yeah, that's all from me. Hopefully you guys follow your rules and yeah, just stay up, man. Thank you.